Right, so 1K, you're on it's 103.9 FM. Ashes is in here, and we are good morning.
Good morning, Andy.
Morning.
Are you okay?
Why that question?
I won't find out if everything be okay. That'll be all.
No, but why did you ask that question?
I'll find that question.
Why look like I'm not okay?
Then get out of my studio. Now let's get to issue 1. It takes nothing from you to meet us before reaching decisions that affect you. That affect us, I beg your pardon. Stoneboy to VGMA board. Ghanaian reggae or dancehall musician Stoneboy has broken his silence after the VGMA board lifted a ban on Shatta Wale and him. The VGMA board, in a statement on February 12, 2021, said the decision was taken at an inaugural meeting of the 22nd VGMA board. Reacting to this, Stoneboy tweeted, "Dear VGMA board and scheme organizers, I hear the purpose of the VGMA is to celebrate and project Ghanaian musicians and music. If that is so, it takes nothing from you to meet us, the artists, our reps, before reaching decisions that affect us and communicating them to the public. The right to be heard is a principle that applies in every noble society. Even the all-seeing God, who had already seen and knew all that Adam and Eve did in the Garden of Eden, still made sure he heard them before he took action against them. Hashtag if they so desire." Really? Okay. Don, good morning.
Good morning, Andy.
How are you?
Good morning. Fine.
Good. So, this was Stoneboy speaking. Ria,
Yes,
I'm sure you saw the post yesterday.
yes.
What's your take on it?
I mean, this was inevitable. We all knew that it was going to happen. I mean, let's think about it. You banned me. When you were banning me, you told me that you had banned me. Okay, we had a little bit of, sitting-ins, meetings and stuff like that, and that was the conclusion. Now, you want to bring me back on board. Nothing happened. I have to check on social media or listen to the news before I find out that you are bringing me back. I mean, nobody should tell us that is ultimate disrespect. Let me just put it that way, because at the end of the day, I mean, what's your point? What are you driving at? Why do you want me back? Why are you not calling me to, settle stuff with me like you did when you were trying to, chastise me for doing whatever I did to warrant my ban? So I think it is inevitable. It has happened. Now, what are they going to do about it? What is VGMA going to do? Are they going to do the right thing? I mean, they've not done the right thing. The harm has already been done. So now we have to hear from the two parties. I mean, Shatta Wale has already registered his distaste about it. So whatever happens, it's all depends on the two other musicians.
Ashes?
Yes, boss. This is my tie chop hot. You see, in everything you do, stakeholders are very important. And the fact that you're using somebody's intellectual property to sort of enhance your own product, then it means that the person is a stakeholder. A group of people come together and then decide to organize something, an award. But at the end of the day, that award, they are the people they are awarding are musicians, okay? So then it becomes like a dual business. One side is your organization, the other side is the musicians' body, and everybody in there matters, because it becomes business when you're doing such a thing. Once you're using somebody's property to work, then the person needs consent, in any which way before you can go ahead with that kind of business. Now, we got to a stage where, though the factions evolve, misbehaved. Yes, agreed. They were libeled against courts, and all that. which you sanctioned that. Your company, I'm talking about Charterhouse, sanctioned that, took the boys to court. Okay, that was in consent with the boys. You actually called them, or you made your lawyers call them that this is the situation that you guys have caused us. You've disgraced us, you've brought a lot of harm to our sponsorship and blah, 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 blah. So this is the actions we want to take against you. Fair enough. Yeah, the matter was dragged, as we all know, to court, back and forth and blah, blah, blah. So now, you want to, then again, continue with your business, which has nothing to do with the people that you have dragged to court. It is your business. You can keep on for the rest of your life without necessarily inviting them, and they will be cool. But if you want me to be a chairman of your wedding, let me use it that way, and then I hear it outside that, oh, boss, you are the Mario, but you go be chairman. How? You are using me for your occasion, and then you don't notify me, the same person that you want to use. Doesn't make sense.
Point of correction. Charterhouse had also made it clear that they will be engaging them and their teams.
When?
I hope you. I think was it yesterday?
No, but
Earlier. No, last week when they made the intentions clear to lift the ban, they indicated that they will meet them and their team.
Okay, so hold on. So
twice. Now, yesterday, Robert, he insisted that they are yet to meet them to have a discussion.
That's a no.
No, I'm only making it clear.
But that's still, you know what I mean?
No, you can disagree.
That's a de facto. That's a no.
Right.
You see, that's the same point I'm stating here. You have your intentions to use somebody for your business. It is an intent. So let the person know from scratch before we, the outsiders, hear it. This thing should have been settled in the boardroom long enough before all of us, the public, will come to hear. What does it take for them to have called same lawyers who called them to call these boys again out of respect? Call them and let them know that, say, this is what we are planning. You guys caused us harm, but we want to then again still use you guys or engage you guys one way or the other for this year's event. See, it's just fine. Let the boys even put that information out that, yo, guys, this year will be part of the scheme. It is beautiful. Then it means you respect the culture. But to me, it is not right for them to have made it public, for the boys to hear it outside, for all these tweets and other things to start coming. If you ask me, it's very wrong. You understand me? That's why I said it's his business. One side is here, the other side is here. And come to talk about the issue, has it been taken out of court? Or is it still in court as we speak? If it is, why are you inviting them? If it has been dragged out of court, why don't we know? Because if you have the right to let us know that you are inviting them, why keep the rest of the relevant information? Everybody wants to know. This is public. So what do you call it? Public information. We should know. You understand me? It's not like something in secrecy that you guys are doing that we don't have to. We have to know. So then the boys have every right to be angry or to feel like, listen, we've been disrespected. Listen, we want to pull out. It's their prerogative. They can also at the same time decide that, listen, Ghana music is big. Take nothing away from it. It is the most successful musical business in Ghana. Whether you like it or yes, it is the most successful. Lots of people have benefited through Ghana Music Award. If you are nominated, if you win an award, whatever it takes, if you go outside, it carries some merits. You cannot run away from it. So the boys themselves might want to be part of this. That is their personal business. It's not our business. But at the end of the day, as we being stakeholders, we have every right to also air our grievance if we don't understand where it's going. Nothing stops us from saying, no, it is wrong. Because no matter how it is somebody's private business, it becomes a personal business when they engage stakeholders. So everybody must speak their mind. So if you ask me, they did not really go down the road well. Okay, and then it's just right for them to take a back seat and then say, yo, okay, fine. Stakeholders, yes, we hear your grievance. We probably did not do the right thing. This is what we want to do. Case closed.
Mr. Logic.
Andy, good morning.
Well, we all know where you stand.
Oh, yes.
So don't talk here.
let me make an addition to what Ashi said. You know, the pride of awards organizers is one of the main reasons why some brands have taken a strong stance against them, and they will have to work with it because, you know, when Ashish was speaking, he kept mentioning stakeholders, and these are some of the things that when you say they don't want to agree, yet we are the holders of the stake. So whether you like it or not, you can't work without us. And the only sad part is most production houses, artist managers, and some stakeholders don't know they are right. So we've been made to understand that when an award scheme decides to use your product, it is a gratification to the music and what you are doing. That's how we've made to understand. But then in real terms, there should be some serious consultations before award schemes even pick people's product and their works. Typical example is the 3 Music Award, where you don't submit your works. In their case, most brands can sue them for involving them without their consent, because they pick the works without your consent. So in real case, if the Creative Art Bill is working, 3 Music Award will be paying so many damages by this time. But you know, we all seem to understand the fun of the music more than the money. So we allow it. So all people do is go on social media and complain. The complaints that are coming in would have been a court summons to them by now, to the 3 Music Award. The VGMAs, in their smart ways, use this model where they will ask you to submit. Because they don't want you to tomorrow say that I didn't ask you to involve me. So they will say submit. Even though you can use all the models in the world that are used for music awards, they chose the smart ones. Submit. So you bring the works. So they have your consent to use your work. But see, Andy, this Shatawale and Stonebwoy issue, it's a blunder that has been committed by the board, and I'm sure by now they've seen it. In the wake of the issue, there was anger. So people made decisions. Charlie, everybody was angry because of what happened. So they did not take into consideration the investment, the subsequent awards, subsequent shows that they will hold. And I think at that point, they felt that we could stand against these guys and have the industry to support us. But then Charlie didn't work, because there was a press conference where our lady said that these two are not the only ones in the industry. She said it. But you know, you don't have to overlook your major stakeholders, your major players. Sarkodie, Shatta, Stone, EL, Kidi, Kwame Eugene. It's all this.
Now you don't mention Samini.
I'm going on, Andy. This thing you have just did right now, by now, the Samini boys have picked it up, Andy.
Of course, because I
was coming.
Mention Dada's name, man. You have to put some respect.
I can't speak without Samini's name. Man.
You have to put some respect.
I was mentioning him. Look at where I started from.
Put some respect on Samini's name. right now.
Samini is my brother.
Right now.
So you can't do this without Samini, Sarkodie, Shatta, Stone, EL,
or Chami
Kidi.
Kwame.
I'm coming there now.
You have to mention the elders' names, man. Mention.
And you see, you have created a big headline for me today.
Yeah, man.
Big problem.
No, because you are mentioning names.
Of course, now I'm going
Now
into
you start
brands.
mentioning-
I'm not done.
You start mentioning DJs' names. Then you give names.
And your name don't come.
Then you come mention DJ Black
At the end.
at number 9. Then you mention on the dusty.
Seriously, I wasn't looking at the chronology at all. It was a pure name mention. I would have gotten there. But yeah, you took the word out of my mouth. Seriously.
So dance
So
all
now let me start it
I
again.
mention and I get to Mr. Logic 29.
Kai! Let me start again. Sarkodie.
No, it's okay.
No, because I'm
It's
acknowledging all the great brands, and I would have definitely mentioned Samini.
Okay.
Samini is a great stakeholder. Look, he has been one of the major flagship artists for the BGMA since how many years?
Yes.
Decades. Mm-hmm. So when I'm speaking of stakeholders, I won't take him out, never. Mm-hmm. So VGMAs need to acknowledge, first of all, apart from the artists, because these artists are run by production houses and management. Look, in real terms, they will have to invite the management houses, the artists, the stakeholders, investors, and have forum with them. Invite them. Even if you don't want to call the artists, call the people behind the team. But they just do the things anyhow. And some of these things, when you say, somebody on the board will say, look at what he's saying, he doesn't know what he's saying. Typical example is the 3 Music Award. When I spoke against few things that were not right, a blogger went on social media and was insulting me, and from my investigation, he was contracted by some guys on the board to insult me, and it was a joy that I was being insulted and they were publishing it. They are insulting Logic and they were happy. You see what? And the thing is, they don't know that this job that we are doing, Andy.
Mr. Logic, what are you saying?
Oh yeah.
I just the watch.
The dude insulted me.
What?
Blue
How
black.
come, are you telling me that those on the board can't do it themselves than to contract someone?
Because I said it to Sadiq here that tell your board that when the backlashes start coming, they should be matured about it. Now they won't do it themselves. They contracted people. And then after the insult, they will call, oh, Charlie, take
So
a
which
minute,
private
take a minute, take a minute.
investigator did you have?
Me? Of course. I mean, I've got my own forensic research. I have my ways. Andy, the same people will call you, oh, Charlie,
Yes.
take a minute. You know me, we are all brothers. After they've said,
Forensics
they've hired assassins.
No Logic.
They hired assassins, I swear, bro. And I was just, oh, okay, no problem. But it's a problem. It's a big problem. You see, I told them that the VGMA, the only thing the VGMA holds against the 3 Music Award, I'll say it here again, is maturity. But they also let down their own maturity. They let down their maturity by placing that ban without doing further checks and further thinking. I don't know who is the advisor. Andy, I know you are part of the board, but I'm saying that I know there is an executive advisor to the board. So that person who advised the VGMA for the ban has failed the VGMAs. Because VGMA will hold them in the high esteem, regardless of our complaints. When you complain about the VGMA, they will never respond. In those days when George was there, George will play a defensive PR. You cannot go around him, go beyond him, go beneath. Then you finally give up. That was George. So anytime there's an issue with the VGMA, you know that George will come out. Nobody will speak from the board. But then 3 Music Award, I'm saying this, Baba Sadiq. He should stop doing damages on radio. Baba Sadiq, yes.
But why?
I am telling him he is the CEO. Have you ever heard Ayola spoke before? About the scheme before?
But if he has nominated
No,
someone to do it,
Sadiq
why
must stop doing damages.
Oh, Massa.
Andy,
Damage,
what are
damage
they-
control.
Damage control, I'm saying that. Andy,
Who tells you? So
if
now
you
we
say
are.
damages,
So
that's
now
not-
we are
I was-
discussing.
I was definitely under
Hold on,
control.
Mr. Logic.
Yes.
So now we are discussing Stone Boys.
He does damages as well. Beyond the control, he does damages. Oh yeah, he does damages. Even though I didn't add the control, Sadiq does damages. He will tell you the metrics and the mechanisms, and we use all these things to damage your submissions. So Andy, these are reality. Sadiq has ascended to an executive realms.
So what I'm saying is that we are discussing Stone Boys' complaint.
It is-
Shall we
it-
stick
it
to
is-
it?
It's a connecting issue.
Quality issue. How do you connect 3 Music to VGMA?
Yeah, Asem Nandi,
I shall allow it.
And I say, uka ebusua bia, udi ebusua bi wa asem. Enuane mo wo ebusua nim nyina mo asem.
Hey,
So many was many wo sister, many mu nyina wa asem. Everybody connected with that family has to be involved.
All right.
So I'm saying that
So-
let me end by saying that 3 Music Award should learn that maturity aspect of the VGMAs so that we can appreciate them more. But then the VGMAs, what Stoneboy is saying is right. You placed a ban on them in public, and even did a press conference to it. Now, in your bid to resolve the issues, I think the best thing you should have done is call the 2 guys, speak to them, agree on something with them, and then you can put out an apology. If you see that they are not happy about what you did, then you can put out an apology. So you ask them to also support it. Simple.
okay. Now, adding his voice to this, Hammer says, I totally agree. Hammer of the last 2. Why are you shaking your head? The way you shook your head there. Totally agree. Makes perfect sense. Especially as we all know why the ban was lifted. Why did they have to hear about this with the rest of us? Not even a letter to the outfits before the public announcement, leading to the conclusion that this can only be a stunt for the upcoming event and has nothing to do with any of them. VGMA has been the most successful entity in the history of our music industry. All record labels in our history put together can't even match up to half of the success you've enjoyed. The industry has been generous and good to you for business with great content. So show some respect and quit this arrogant playing God stunt. This won't be tolerated in this industry. If you realize you can't have a successful show without the Star Boys, just admit it and do the right thing by, well, What? It didn't. It said, quit moving goalposts as and when you see fit for selfish reasons. Hammer, what being problem here?
Seriously, I think he's also speaking as a stakeholder.
Yes.
Yes, and Ama is a major stakeholder. He has been. He has put so many stars. Yeah, he has put so many
Okay,
stars.
so
in
would
the
you want to
system.
continue with it? Continue.
Yeah, I'll like to continue. Let me just take it straight. So I think Hama has the right to speak like this. I mean, you can say he didn't choose his words right in any part of it that you think is harsh, but he has the right to speak. So we are saying that now stakeholders are very vigilant. Our eyes are open. We have understood that we've been taken for a ride for over years. So now we have set up. So please, all award schemes, we are not saying that we can't work hand in hand with you guys. Respect the rights of the stakeholders. Respect the brands involved. Without them, you don't have a business. You cannot hold an award scheme without artists and their brands and their team. You cannot do it. Can't work. And gradually, someone spoke with me actually. It's about time we set up an association where we can put across our issues and probably even sanctions. Andy.
Okay.
No, Andy. Wait, please.
Maybe let me speak.
No,
with
don't kiss your teeth. This is reality.
Let me get to Charterhouse.
Yes. Okay.
Let's speak with PRO of Charterhouse. Robert Clark, good morning.
Good morning, Andy.
Charlie, forgive me now. They have been on your case, pal, because I don't have a choice. Forgive me. So, Robert, have you seen or has the board, VGMA board, seen Stoneboy's complaint or reaction?
Let's just say that I'm sure some may have. I'm not sure if everybody has seen, but we are yet to have another meeting. So I'm sure in our next meeting, some of these concerns will be shared.
So until the meeting is held, the VGMA is not doing anything about it. Is that what you're saying?
Until the meeting is held, well, I mean, obviously things of this nature will always have to come out as a result of the outcomes will have to be determined by meetings. So once that meeting is held, the conversation will be bothered on some of these topics, and certainly I'm sure anything that needs to be addressed will be addressed.
In your personal opinion, what should the VGMA do about this?
So, Andy, at this point, my personal opinion doesn't really count. My personal opinion at any point in time can always be put out it can always be put out in negative ways. So, because again, unfortunately, you cannot separate me from the work I'm doing. So, let's just say that my personal opinion and this doesn't really count.
Now, Stoneboy has reacted by, putting it out that if anything, you should have met them earlier. Yesterday, you stated that you are yet to meet Stoneboy and Shatta and their teams, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think it would have been proper to have met them before unleashing the statement of lifting the ban?
Oh, so that's what I'm saying. That's everybody's entitled to how a process should be. So in terms of what they think the format should be, I think the heart of the matter is that the board wanted to lift the ban, and they have done that. So I get that some people want it to be done in a particular way. Yeah, we understood, but there's no crime committed by the board for having done the lifting of the ban. So I think the only difference we have right now is how it should have been done. Like people are discussing formats more or less. But the board clearly the board, they played their role. They've done what they intend to do. So we are going to continue with our engagement. And like I mentioned to you the last time, once we are done, you will have wind of whatever information that is supposed to come out from it.
Okay, Robert, Hammer has also added his voice. Now, yesterday I was reading through some of the responses, and a lot of Ghanaians feel it's quite disrespectful on the part of the VGMA to have done that. Do you share the same opinion, or do you think whatever the VGMA had done was right?
Okay, so let me ask, what exactly is disrespectful? The fact that they have lifted the ban off, that's the part I'm also not personally.
No,
you're
no,
asking
it's not
personal.
about
I'm just trying to find out.
it's not about just lifting the ban, but engaging them even before.
Yeah, so as mentioned, we have, before this press release came out, I mentioned to you that we have engaged their camps. Like, engagements have started. We just haven't finished. But the board has lifted the ban. So we are engaging them. We've already started engaging them. The engagement process is still going on. The board has gone ahead to lift the ban off, which actually is our what do you call it? It's like more like the backdrop to even continue what we're doing. So that's what I'm saying, that it's just about differences in opinion. Others think it should be like this, others think it should be like that. But the baseline is that the board have just lifted the ban off. Whatever is being done right now is just to finalize a process that has begun. So I guess it's when people are suggesting other means by which it should be done. But anything else, I just think that everybody's got the right to express their opinion. So that's fine. But we are continuing with the process.
Do you admit that the VGMA or the board didn't do right with disseminating information?
That is not. I'm not sure, because like I've said, the board have done what they think is right.
Okay. Well, Robert, so let's wait for the outcome. I'm just hoping that you meet the team on time, the teams on time, or both camps, so that we know the way forward. If it must be resolved amicably, or if they won't agree, or whatever the case may be, I just can't wait for it to come out.
Sure,
Right.
sure.
Right.
We'll keep you in the loop.
All right. Thank you very much, Robert.
Thank you, Chief.
Right. Ashes, you want to know, Robert? Please hold on. You wanted to ask something. You said the slimmest chance of what?
Robert,
Yes, Chief.
my question is, if all parties, like if all is agreed, yeah, is there any slimmer chance we could see these boys on the platform this year?
I always say that the way the scheme has been designed is always based on the people who are participating. They have to give their consent. So what it means is that for each year, they can decide whether they want to be a part of it or not to be a part of it for whatever reason, and then every time we respect that. So I can't say, because I'm not in a position to answer a question of this nature on their behalf, but the only thing is that we are going to go through and hope for the best of results.
Right. Well, thank you very much. I'm so grateful for your time, Robert.
Thank you, Chief.
Right. So that was Robert Clark, PRO of Charterhouse.
Yeah. Let me ask you. I wanted to add something.
You wanted to ask?
Add.
All right, go ahead.
I think Robert is doing a good job. But Charlie, Andy, Charterhouse has lost a lot in terms of George Quay. Anytime I think about George Quay, I remember those days when George Quay was the PR of the VGMS and Charterhouse. Charlie, you always know what to expect. And he has this friendly way of explaining issues to you in case you have a misunderstanding. You understand? And I think Robert is also doing a good job. Actually, some of these things we need to always accept the fact that certain people possess extra qualities. And we have to always acknowledge this sort of people. In Ghana, our own is opinion. Opinion, everybody can do. Some people are born with it. Aside academics, they are born with the knowledge to lobby and communicate, and also to how, Andy?
Yeah.
No, Miba. I just didn't find the last word. But all I will say is, please, if it's possible, after talking to these guys, talking to Shatta and Stone, it's possible. The honorable thing to do is to issue an apology. Issue an apology to the entire music fraternity that we accept that our decision did not go well. In that way, it will be more honorable for these guys to also, out of their heart, embrace this new invitation. Because look, Andy, since they were taking off the scheme, they moved on. Oh. They moved on. The scheme also moved on. Even awarded a new artist of the year, and so on and so forth. They moved on. So now bringing them back is more like taking them back.
Are you trying to say that even if they were around, and
It would have been challenging, pa. If Shatta and Stone was involved, it would have been challenging. It would have been easy.
For Kwame Eugene to win?
It would have been easy for Kwame Eugene. That is a fact. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve. But if Shatta and Stone were involved, Andy, it would have been very challenging. And that is how it has been. The VGMAs has always been competitive because of the brands involved. You can't pick an artist of the year from VGMA easily. What do you mean? Because all these big boys are there. But because there was an exit, I mean, it's just like how the Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac left and 50 Cent, boom, entered. It doesn't mean 50 Cent is not good, but then it was like a chance, vacuum. So bringing them back, let's see how they can refresh that excitement. That's if these two guys agree, these two brands agree to be part. It makes the VGMA competitive and the most expected award scheme in GH. Once all these brands are on board. So it's good they have thought twice and want to bring them back. The negotiations is the next thing, how they will go about it. But I suggest that after everything is said and done, please issue an apology. We will all support because I want to see them there.
Right. Yeah.
I've said this and I've always said this. I think this whole we are bringing them back thing, it's all ill-informed. Like okay, not ill-informed, but it is not from a good place. I just think these two people want to make them this entity, which is VGMAs, they want to make their money, they want to make their profits, and the profits they are going to make. I mean, which people have the biggest fan bases in Ghana? It's a Stone Boy and Shatta Wale, and then I think Sarkodie. So to tap into all fan bases at this moment, they have to make good with these people before the fan bases warm up to them. So I think that is it. And I think I mean this the gentleman, I don't know, I've forgotten his name, Robert Sklar. He was talking like a typical Ghanaian politician. Oh, we are engaging them. I think his favorite word is engage in the whole situation. These people are telling you that they feel disrespected. They feel that you didn't deal with them correctly. And now you're telling me that they're engaged. How are you engaging them in the first place? So I think they should go back to the drawing board and get their things right before they come and start making public pronouncements saying that they are bringing people back and they are lifting bans when people that are involved in the ban are not even aware that they are lifting the ban. Yeah, that's all I have to say. After listening to PR.
Well, all this that's going on is in favor of Charterhouse. I mean, it's good. If you ask me, it's good publicity for them. I mean, nothing really is going on around the entertainment circle. So all this engagement on radio stations and TV stations and social media, and this one say I no go come, this one, it's good for them. It's good PR for them. It's something they could have paid money on to be played on radio. Now they're getting it for free. So I mean, it's a smart way. If you ask me, smart business sense is what they've applied here. They chose the timing very right to do this, to get talkability, and that's what's happening. I mean, we'll have to leave the rest for them. Like the PR said, they are engaging them. It's fairly up to the boys as are now to also air their mind, and nobody should feel peeved at what Stone or Shatta would also put out in the next couple of hours, minutes, days, whatever. It's also in their own prerogative to engage their own self to say what they want to say.
Okay, right. Now let me get on Twitter and read some of the tweets. Okay. Now, Scholar Solo Lamps says, well, what Stoneboy expressed was the same thing Shatta Wale said in his video, but was chastised by some industry people who don't like him. Thinks he talks too much. Now, what have they got to say since their humble boy has confirmed what Wale expressed? Yeah, always the ruler says, I don't think they did the right thing by going on social media to announce the lift. We need to upgrade the standards in the industry. Eagle Eye 7 says, Andy, does Robert speak for the board or for Charterhouse? Because for George Quay, we knew he spoke for Charterhouse and for the board because he was part of the board. Robert isn't part of the board, so it's a bit confusing. I don't like his PR. He likes human feelings. And they are similar. How do you know he's not part of the board? Pandora Services, Andy, you see yesterday we were talking about respect and institutions that give award for unique arts is not putting respect on the top brands. What a shame. Oji Wangana says, Andy, I second Mr. Logic. The VGMA and Kasa, they don't have any respect for Ghana. Master, don't talk like that. Shatawale kept saying this all day. How can you put Andy Dusty on your program as a DJ without informing him? Logic, fire Sadiq small. Logic want away. Hexaray says, in real terms, the VGMA board were supposed to consult both of them before announcing it publicly, at least to give some respect to their brands. Okay. F90 said, please, I think Chatal should have consulted Stoneboy and Shatawale before making the announcement in public. Okay, right. And George Perry says, my question is that, Andy, did the VGMA meet both artists before imposing the ban? If not, they should give us a break. Besides, you have to file for nomination before you can take part in the VGMA. There's no way they will use any of your works if you don't file. F90 says, good morning, Andy and your pundits. I think VGMA should have done the right thing by making it official, not just announcing it on social media. But that was what they did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was what they did. Okay. So,
Andy,
yes.
I wanted to ask a question. I mean, is there any stats on the viewers, like the number of viewers or the number of patronage when these two artists were not part of the VGMAs and when they were part? We have to see the stats so that we can see that maybe it's not just that Charter House wants to make good with them, or it is because maybe they,
I don't think it's just about the numbers they want. It's just a problem they want to solve. That's what I think.
For me, I think making that comparison.
I see profits written all over.
Profit, of course, nobody do business to lose.
Please.
Yeah, but they have to make peace with them. It's important. And
let me tell you something, Ria.
Seriously.
With what you're saying, at the time they were part, we were free to go anywhere. When they left, we did it in the COVID era. So when you are checking numbers, it could easily increase.
But do not forget that the two people who had been banned also had they had a show, a versus show during the COVID era.
Oh, you don't get it. You are talking about the VGMAs.
Yes, I know.
So it could be that, look, I'm never interested in the VGMA.
It is not in a good taste for our music industry to have such an unsettled issue. It's not good to have such an unsettled issue pending. So I think it's a step in the right direction for VGMA reaching out to solve the problem.
Right.
But now we are discussing the blunder. Come again.
Patrice
Amegashi didn't do it the right way.
Yes, and they are trying to fix. So I think it's better.
Now this is what Patrice is saying. He says, Patrice Amegashi of TV Africa. Patrice says, Chairman, he can't possess a personal opinion. He's the PR prime. The matter is so crucial. So you would and can only speak in an official capacity. Nonetheless, they are wrong and must accept it. Bear in mind, the organizers of the event are not a copyright body, nor statutory institution with that power to instruct or direct artists to act one way or the other. They can only play around what their capacity is as an event organizer. Now, yesterday we discussed knowing your partner. Is your partner financially sound? I'm sure that one you know because he has Mercedes-Benz or Range Rover. If your partner is somebody like Ashes, who has 20 cars, which one is How many cars don't you have? Don't you have plenty cars? Cars you can't even park them in your house. If you and them have 3 cars, 2 go up one thing. Give me one self, no problem. Give me your key self, problem. I mean your car keys. Car keys, what I'm asking. So know your partner very well. Do you know your partner very well? Brad Charles. How long have you lived as partners? When was the last time you checked yourself for sexually transmitted infections? Gonorrhea, syphilis, chlamydia, hepatitis infections, urine investigations, full blood count, sickly status. Ashes, when was the last time you made these checks?
No, last time me and you were supposed to go somewhere. Have you forgotten? You never took me.
Didn't I take you? We go where we go chop for the side.
Before come back again, you don't take me. Only you go.
Pick up a free folder, get a free consultation, then enjoy our package for partners in the month of February and pay only 250 Ghana cedis for all of these lab investigations, because if like gonorrhea alone, one test be like what, 200 or something, 300, and you're paying 250 for all of these checks. Fly the boy, you checked before. So if you get gonorrhea, what do they do? You just take medication and it goes.
About gonorrhea is not a virus; it's a bacteria. So.
So it's a bacteria, but
So why are you asking me if you get gonorrhea? Where did he go that you want to get
Oh, I mean yesterday we talked. Say, I mean you can get. You say, you know talk some. You know talk some. So the best thing is just go to HS Medical Center. Simple.
Very necessary.
Necessary. But you say you won't go.
Oh, me, I've done it already. I have my report.
We'll go and do it again. Why are you running away? We will take you. Ria say you do that thing. They put something for inside.
That thing you said yesterday, it was serious.
As you know here,
I went
he
back
said
watching the video.
some long thing they put for
What
yonder.
did they do? Can you describe it?
Where he said they screw, enter. Go they touch some cervix.
I just think no pap smear.
What?
Pap smear.
Oh no, in pap
No,
smear.
it's to check for cervical cancer.
What is pap smear?
Pap smear.
So pap smear. Oh God.
Pap smear. Wow. I want to be a Ghana one day.
Urinary tract infection.
Pap smear.
Urinary tract. Charlie, sometimes I go swim for some water inside. Charlie.
Which water? Which water you go swim?
Charlie.
Hey, this water hard. Oh.
See.
No, explain the water. That water we want to know.
It be brown water. Swimming pool. Swimming pool.
It has to be brown.
It be brown water.
Hey,
You enter if you knew it was brown.
Okay, when I entered, before I entered, it was white. So when I entered,
But water is colorless, Andy. What are you talking about?
so it turned brown. You can't like having this.
Now you tell Moses, it's a change color.
Me pipe home. Go to HS Medical Center. Call them on 0243 768 216. We will take you. We will take you. If you have chlamydia. Have you had it before?
Nope.
Do you know anyone who's had chlamydia?
A couple of people.
Okay. Wait, maybe some disease with women.
Actually, it's both men and women.
Yeah.
Relax.
Never.
Yes.
You see, these are some of the things you have to go to HS Medical Center. Because if you don't go there, how do you know that it's not only women? Because I know it's something mostly found in women. Chlamydia, there's one we call candidiasis or something like that.
Actually, even candidiasis, men can also get candidiasis.
I don't know. So you guys call 0265 174070 and ask all the questions. 0265 174070.
Somebody said I should tell you that you have been swimming too much. So wear a raincoat.
One K is on. Contact HS Medical Center. You can locate them at Kaneshi Metro Mass Bus Station. Hey, one good thing. It says the 250 Ghana cedis is not only for male or only for female. This one is for both partners. So Ria, I can take you. We just go and I tell them that she's my girlfriend.
It will shock you. Say your daughter will come back and declare you positive and Ria negative.
And I said, I cry my home status. No, no,
That's why you're positive. She's negative. Hold on, she will change her mind.
But she's not my girlfriend. So once I'm saving cash, instead of going alone to pay 250,
okay,
I'll just
go
there.
together. Okay, I think it makes sense. Ria, try it.
I'll just take Ria with me. We'll go and I'll tell them that, look, she's my girlfriend.
Yes.
So she's my girlfriend. You check her, you check me.
Uh-huh.
Then I will insist, boss, check, go no, check. Check syphilis.
All those things.
Hepatitis, check all of them.
Especially
Anything.
hepatitis.
People really don't pay attention to syphilis. Sometimes it can hide in your bloodstream and you don't even know
You
that
see,
you have it.
that is the reason you need to go to
seriously,
HS Medical Center.
Let me not even say this.
Say it.
I watched a video.
Yeah, wow.
I watched an interview with Diana Hobson. And Charlie, some of the things that she recorded, she said, amen. I was going to ask you to play me Chris Wado Pekakra so I can advise the young men. And it's very important. She made a point in her interview. I think they may be a Pekakra.
Dana Ocean.
Pekakra. Yes.
What did she say?
All the young men pekakra. Pekakra. Pisa Chris wa the young man di pomo de pana bomb man say fia. Boys didn't pekakra. Sika hu hia pa. She said that before when they went for her counseling, she wasn't saying it in a bad way, but she recalled. You know, women don't forget too. Women only forgive. They don't forget.
They don't forget.
They don't forget. Everybody should get this. Women don't forget. So, in her submission, she said that when they went for their counseling, the counselors didn't investigate to know whether the man had a house, a room, or a bed. They didn't investigate. And they pushed her on him. So every man, before you go marry woman, get bed, get house, get money.
We have beds.
Because they will tell you, now we need you.
What has this got to do with
I'm coming.
STIs?
No, come on. What are you saying? We are advising the use STD. As Rhea sit down now, the last time she said her wedding should look glamorous and there should be all this and all that.
I was hypothetically speaking.
You were what?
Hypothetically speaking.
Yes. Oh, so you didn't mean it.
Yo,
Okay.
let me read some of the comments before we go. Good morning. Great submission from Logic. I'm Sally. What? Good morning, heads to you all in the studio. The Don, the boss. But I swear the whole world, Logic is the Darbo master. He's second to none. The topic on board is VGMA and ban issues, but Logic has found a way to punch 3 Music and Sadiq.
I put Sadiq inside. I put him in the queue.
Anyways, in my opinion, I think VGMA goofed big time. It is disrespectful to have done things that way. It's like they are taking the industry and its players for granted, acting like they are the almighty the music scene cannot do without them. Let's all put egos aside and do the right thing. My 2 cents. Name is Joe Ima from Jamestown. Thank you all very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Ashes, what's up?
Thanks to tell
Sadiq.
Sadiq has a message for me.
Yeah, you see, Bema so quiet, I'm on in now. I felt about walk a crack.
Very important.
Don't go tell like
all the man came here. You see, here from Bano, I am before the say Papa Muniska.
So Bema went in now.
Ashes.
Now look for that.
You see, we need to advise the youth, please. We did not force the poor girls. We did not force their parents to be poor.
Oh.
No, we did not ask them to be poor. I did not ask your parents to be poor.
Neither did I force
I'm not going to encourage my son to marry a poor girl. Never, I won't do it. They have to be sika.
And then we'll all be single.
Yeah. We all be single. Andy, I'm pekakra. Embarrass won't pekakra.
No.
Last year, Becca said, Andy no need bed. Na me na mebo no to bed. No need no na car no nibi. Enya me akwan toka. You find me what me cast the da. You will know.
You know what Ochame Kwame's father-in-law told me?
No.
He says, Umo baby bia for pink.
Because Rebecca said, "Mama, me pee."
So I asked him that.
True. Rebecca.
Akra de pin I say
By grandma me pin that.
me dey na dey am pin grandma me da say me mama pin me ma who pin. Last time me ma 100 Ghana ma pin 100 Ghana.
Me the pink cow.
Add pin.
Yes.
Yes.
Unnecessary.
Yes.
Unnecessary.
And
Tell her we are
So
done.
what? You guys are here grilling women.
Oh no.
What have we
Hey,
done?
We can only
gender.
speak for the men. We can only speak for the men.
You please.
No, we can only.
You people,
Look
what
how
do
many men
people
are here.
even do? What do
Beji,
people
hey,
do?
Ria Beji pin.
Begging 100
We are done. Thank you very much for listening. DJ Black is ready.
This is Hitz.